Good morning. For those who watching this video, hello, my name is Guzishan. I'm 16 years old. I study at SAP. Today, I will give you a review about this book, Famous Ghost Story. As you can see here, I buy in Popular, not cost too much, only 17 ringgit. It was first published by the Popular United Kingdom Private Limited in London and associated with the Rupa Publication India Private Limited in New Delhi. It was first printed in 2019 and reprinted in 2020. I will show you the content right now. It actually consists 15 types of short story in it. I think being right the most unique and interesting is the third one, The Messenger. It was written by Robert William Chamber. He is an American artist and also a fiction writer. He born in May 26 in 1865 in Brooklyn, and the most famous short story that he will write before is The King in Yellow, where it published in 1895. The other genre that he will also write before is the fantasy, supernatural, horror, science fiction. And in this story, it's about discovery of the mystery of the Black Priest's disappearance and the skull of 39 left for. At the beginning of the story, they will find out a list where it is being written in Britain language. In the content of the list was about, by the order of the Count Soisy, General-in-Chief of the Britain forces, was slain in Caxlake Forest. The body of the 38 English soldiers of the 27, 50, and 72 regiments of foot were buried in the edge of the pit of the Sanglidas, together with their equipments and arms. And it was dismantled by the English twice. After that, the Louis XV restored it in 1730. In 1760, it was carried by outside by the English. They came across from the island of Griggs Inn by the guidance of 8 soldiers, commonly known as the Black Priests, who are the traitors that betrayed to the fort of English. By the most noble Count of Soisy, he was first branded upon the forehead with the branded of arrowhead. The iron burned through the flesh and pressed heavily so that the brand should even burn into the bone of the skull. Then he let out and began to knit. Before he was arrested, he had violated his priest's office to aid himself in discovering the password to the fort. He extorted the password during the confession of a young Briton girl actually, who was in the habit of rowing across from the island of Rhodes to visit her husband in the fort. When the fort fell, the girl, who crazed by the death of her husband, sought the Count of Soisy and told how he, the Black Priest, and that had forced her to confess him all about the fort. He was arrested at Sanglidas as he was about to cross the river to Loire. The moment he was arrested, he cursed the girl, whose name married to Rag, and all her descendants. He was buried with a stake through his heart. At the bottom of the list is written that I, Abby Sokia, forced to write the above by my executioner, have written it in my own blood, and with it I leave my curse on Sanglidas, on Mary Trebek, and all her descendants. I will came back to Sanglidas when my remains are disturbed. Woe to that Englishman whom my branded skull should touch. That's the last thing. The last point that was written in that list. And this adventure going on, with a married guy named Monsieur Darrell, his wife Liz, and his friend Monsieur Livinghunt and Monsieur Max Sporting. Darrell, who known as Dean, is a hunter who always hunting animals in the castle-like forest. Recommended that you guys who watching this video to buy this book. Actually, it's very nice to be read. If you understand it, it's not something like some words to be read.